Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 001 of the STEREOCAST.
Episode 1, STEREOCAST. I'm Noah.
And I'm Sam. We thank you for tuning in to this new experience.
So the STEREOCAST, in my eyes personally, I'm looking at it as more of like a diary of STEREOFACE's progress as well as personal progress and interests, and just keeping an open conversation. I think it'd be nice to have a nice open conversation every week.
Yeah, and as we're like starting this brand and growing it, we've done everything but like commit to doing something. We spent so much time like ideating and wanting to get plans right and conversation after conversation, and then just became like, well, we should just have these conversations and start growing some kind of community no matter how small we start. So that's how the STEREOCAST was born, and we're gonna be coming up with several different segments to like keep it interesting and have people follow along the journey. So then let's talk about like how we started, because we spent a ton of time putting in work like in the archive section of our website, which isn't up to date right now, but hopefully in the future it will be, where we pretty much wrote like our entire story. And I think it'd just be good to like give a verbal version of that.
For sure. You want to take it off, or shall I?
Yeah. So from the very beginning, like you and I have been friends for like 17 some years. Like whatever second grade or third grade was.
Yeah, right around that time.
Our dads worked at the same place, and they were friends. And
they were both relatively creative individuals. So we've always had a passion. Not necessarily the same creative outlets always, but creative nonetheless, and it always led to each other. Helping out with different projects that we did, like our jam sessions that you put on at your parents' place.
Yeah.
I came to a couple of them. It was just playing music, having a good time, shooting the music video, unreleased. I don't know if you want to put that in there or not. I'll leave that up to you.
Yeah.
And then, we were just filming all the time, especially snowboarding, skateboarding, biking. Down at Riverside, we would film ourselves all the time, just messing around on the hill. And I don't know, I feel like all those kind of played a part in it, because it's all that stuff is pretty much what we want to do, just in a more larger scale for STEREOFACE.
yeah, when we started really talking about STEREOFACE, I remember it was community college. So this is like maybe 2020, 2021, or maybe even 2019. I don't know, but it was in community college.
Yeah.
And I remember like at that point in my life being very confused about where I was going to go and like what I want to do with my like creative ambitions, because I'm really into music and really into like graphic design and didn't know how to apply that. And then I remember walking out to the cafeteria, or like kind of a lounge area at the front of the school, and you were there. And we kind of had a conversation about like our creative passions. Do you like remember this?
I do vaguely. I tend not to remember too much that goes on around school, but I remember getting together a couple of times in the lunch area or break room or whatever that area was called, and talking. I remember our first talks were about music, and you were looking to do some merchandise for your upcoming EP, or was that later?
Yeah, I don't know. It might have been around that time. Yeah. And I remember walking out of that conversation like feeling very like creatively energized. And I think that that's where we kind of kept in contact of like we need to like do something no matter how small. And then I started putting out music, and I had previous experience screen printing, and then I was talking to you, and then we ended up doing like a run of like 30 t-shirts or something like that.
I thought we did like 90 something.
Did we do more than that?
Yeah, I mean, we printed for like 3 nights.
Yeah.
I think it took us.
super
Um,
crazy that it was such a long time because I remember like
yeah.
having to dial in the screen printing press. It had been years since I'd used one, and then
Hmm.
you and I even like to dry those shirts, we were using like a heat gun.
Yeah.
So all that ink back and forth. I think like dude, I remember we had to like time it of like it was like
Yeah.
a solid minute and a half per shirt of going like back and forth.
Easily. Forearms were burning. And you know what's funny? All of that didn't really matter because a couple of them, some of them, most of them held up, but a couple of them ended up coming off in the wash. So the remaining ones I took back and I had to re-dry them once we got that, was it like the spot dryer they call it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude,
So, dude,
I
that was
totally forgot
brutal.
about how some of the ink wasn't cured. And I remember we
Yeah.
sold some shirts on like the 4th of July, and I got a text like the next day from somebody who bought one. It was like, "Hey, my shirt kind of melted in the like wash or dryer." And
Yeah.
dude, like my heart sank so much because I was like, dude,
Dude.
imagine like you throw your like clothes in laundry, then like everything comes out with like streaks of blue or something.
Yeah. It happened to Garen. Hers bled on a couple shirts. Dude, I felt so defeated at that point. That was so awful.
I think that's an important thing to highlight is like from that, there were so many points where we felt like defeated of just things wouldn't go right. But like you
Hmm.
and I really stuck to it. And like we have a pretty dialed in process right now.
No, it feels nice right now. I'm even doing it by myself right now, and it's not easy, but I'm capable of doing it without like breaking down in tears.
Dude, literally. Yeah, because I remember like we kept doing like small little runs for clients. Like Schlotsky's was one.
Yeah.
Um, I did some shirts for the food bank, and then you've done some for like the Dolphin Bar and Lounge.
Yeah, yep, them. I did a very small run for my dad for like a 4th of July party he was doing.
Yeah.
Um, I did some for like my grandparents do like a baseball club, or did. I'm not sure if they do it anymore for the Bombers.
Hmm.
Do you remember that one?
I kind of remember that.
'Cause that, the Schlotzky's, and the 4th of July one were at your cousin's garage.
Yes. Well, initially production went from my parents' garage and then my cousin's house, right?
Yeah.
So she
Yeah,
let
we
us set up in her
shop at
garage, and I
house.
feel like that's where we really like cut our teeth with the screen printing.
I think that's where we kind of figured out all the problems.
Yeah.
And dealt with the majority of the problems.
Yeah.
Um, other than, yeah, I mean, we put some more time into the process and built like a nice stand for the printer and a makeshift washout booth.
Hmm.
We got an actual UV light
Yeah.
emulsion.
Yeah, to like cure the emulsion or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
So no, we
in general, what
dialed
it
it
took
in.
us a good like 2 years, 2 solid years of trial and
Yeah.
error.
Easily. Yeah. No, it was until a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Maybe a year ago.
And so here we are with StereoFace today, and in starting StereoFace was like I really liked the graphic design aspect of like designing whatever, and primarily it happens to be like shirts and whatnot, but like you really have a knack for like designing clothing and like cutting and sewing. They should probably know where that came from.
Oh yeah, absolutely. My lovely grandmother taught me how to sew. Um, 15 years ago. I mean, don't quote me on any of that. I don't. But yeah, no, I mean, she's always been a very creative person, and that definitely rubbed off on me. Yeah, she just showed me how to sew with my cousin, and we were definitely some big sewers back in the day. And I don't know, I've always loved. I mean, I've always been into fashion, and I can't afford most of the things that I want, so I just started making like one-offs and kind of stealing designs just for myself, just so I got nice pieces that I wanted that I wouldn't bring myself to buy, or just flat out couldn't do it. But yeah, that and that mostly goes for the sewing stuff. It just stuck, and I've always liked messing around with the old machine behind me. I get on it when I'm motivated enough to be irritated by a sewing machine.
So yeah, and pretty much like we officially launched STEREOFACE last year in January, February.
Yeah.
We've made a couple of designs, and we've done a little bit of work too for like friends and stuff. But I think this year, like, we really want to take it more seriously, and I think it's kind of what the STEREOCAST is for, is to like hold us more accountable with what we're up to, so we can do more. And yeah, now we have 2 shirts, 2 designs out for sale right now. We have the coin tee.
3 technically.
Huh?
Three's up technically.
Oh yeah,
Was it the shadow?
the silhouette.
Shit. Yeah. Sorry. Cut that out. Silhouette tee is available for purchase.
Yeah. So we also have the
Go ahead.
silhouette tee, which I forgot, but we also have the stolen and the coin tee. So check those out on our website, stereoface.vision. And yeah, so this is the STEREOCAST, and that was essentially our like backstory, and we're probably not going to talk about that every episode, but we want to we want to do weekly updates of like what we're up to personally. We want to like talk about creatively just things that we're into, but we also want to like make this more of a community, so we want to incorporate any like opinions that anybody has or like takes on things. So I don't exactly know how that's going to come to fruition, but it's one thing to say it, you know? Okay, so our first kind of like weekly update, which is what we're calling like our segment, is we're going to update each other both personally, what we're up to, what's going on in the business, and then like things that we're like pretty interested in right now. So Noah, what's new?
Yeah, man. So I just ripped out my bathtub this morning with my brother. I'm redoing the shower, so that's it's a little personal project. It's been a long time coming, but yeah, doing that. On the STEREOFACE side of things, I've been working on getting some trucker hats going. Probably be like 10-ish for sale. Tearing them apart, dyeing them, do some screen print action, putting them back together. Yeah, not sure when they'll be done, but they'll be done,
Mm-hmm.
and there'll be some nice ads we're gonna do for them, I'm sure. Yeah, man. Besides that, there's a couple things in the works that I'm not ready to talk about because I'm not sure if they're actually gonna happen. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Dude, I'm excited
that's
for
about
the-
what I said.
I'm excited for the trucker hats. I know we've been talking about doing that for a while.
Yeah, man. It's we're looking to get more into the branch outside of the t-shirts and go further, do other things. I rarely have my hair out, so I'm always wearing a hat, whether it be like a cap or a beanie or whatever. So
Yeah.
it'd be nice to have some STEREOFACE.
Those would be cool to see.
Yeah, man. I can't wait. What's going on with you? Anything new?
Personally, well, I'm here in Wyoming. Emma and I are here for the next like 7 months or so, and we're house sitting for her uncle. So I'm pretty sure I told you all this stuff, but it's probably good for the podcast.
Yeah, tell the people.
So, yeah, we're living here and we're doing a bunch of home repair. So it's kind of cool because we get to learn things about owning a home before actually owning a home. So making these repairs is definitely a learning process. And yeah, we're doing like drywall work right now. So you're ripping out a tub and I'm doing drywall, and we're definitely out of our, I think we're definitely entering our mid-20s. So
Yeah, man. It's weird.
yeah, but on the business side, like the way that we're kind of structuring our business right now is like I'm doing a lot of like the media stuff because being not in Michigan. That's all I really can do. And Noah's handling the production. So, but yeah, we're working on getting like the website in a place where we like it, and working on some like social media content for some like one-offs we did for our friend Grant. So those should be coming out soon, and it's pretty much it on the personal side and business. So
Yeah, man.
yeah,
I'm excited to get those overalls out there. Get them.
the world needs to
Get
see
them.
them.
Yeah, the recognition they deserve.
Okay, I'm gonna put you on the spot because in lieu of like another segment that we would normally have, we should like brainstorm like some more segments that we could cover on the STEREOCAST. Preferably like ones that we could actually like get people's input on. Just any way to like start creating a community or have them like interact with us in some way.
We could do something with like a weekly. What am I trying to say? Like a weekly prompt thing, or am I thinking the right word?
Yeah, prompt like ask them like
yeah.
a question for the following week or something.
Yeah, we could do like a weekly question, or like a weekly thing we're wanting to learn personally. If anybody has like experience or knowledge. So I think that's another thing that we're really looking to do for the STEREOCAST, is just get more information and specifically about things that we could create and processes that would be able to accomplish these different projects that we want to do. Getting a little bit of expert opinion would be pretty awesome if that's something that's possible.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, like if we're prompting people with like genuine questions, like to help us out. So like what do you think, like what's the biggest like bottleneck in our like process right now? Either from like production side or even like on the media side.
I mean, I don't have a lot of knowledge on social media building. I rarely use my social media accounts, and if I do, I'm just on them liking stuff, and I'm not posting usually. So I have no idea. I have no background in that aspect at all. On the physical stuff, I mean, I feel like our screen printing is pretty nailed down. There's a couple things I want to fix, but I think I have an idea of how to kind of streamline it a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, I with that being said, I've gotten a couple people that kind of know what they're talking about. Like there's a piece on the overalls. I'm not gonna give too much away, but it is like a leather piece, and I wanted that embroidered or like engraved. And luckily one of my old coworkers has like a laser engraving machine that he was happy to help me out with. He thought it was cool. So yeah, man, just random stuff like that. Just unique little tiny details are like my favorite parts in these pieces that we do. Just figuring out the best way to make a quality little detail that I wouldn't, on the other hand, be able to do.
Yeah, for sure. And even on the media side of just putting in like the effort instead of just like compiling it as fast as I can, like taking the time to like make it interesting. Right. And just doing like the little details like you said to, I don't know, give it some personality. But on the media side, I feel like it's different because like no matter what you do, like if you're as small as we are, like we're getting drowned out constantly by other content, like unless we like pay to, run more like opportunities for visibility or something, like
Sure.
it doesn't really pay off the same way it might pay off in a garment that people would purchase. But
Right.
yeah,
It's always nice to get a little more extra out there. We really like doing backgrounds on some of the pieces, or at least we like to talk about doing backgrounds on pieces, like the stories and inspirations that led up to the design and creation of different things.
yeah,
I feel like that's one of the coolest ways we could probably get more out there. It's probably pretty editing heavy though, I would assume, for those types of.
it is, yeah. But I mean, and like
Nice.
that's what makes it worth it, right? The fact that we
Sure.
can make a pair of overalls for our friend and then tell the story of why he wanted overalls, why we designed it the way we did. Yeah, I feel like that's probably the easiest way to engage with like an audience, a tentative audience, is to just tell them your story, right? So yeah, I feel like that's in the works too. Of we need to like talk to Grant and like get the quick like backstory of that.
Man, I'd love to film that. We can get a backstory, and we can see if he's worn them or not.
Yeah.
How he likes them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think? Should we wrap it up?
I'm happy with that. I think I think my energy was about as good as it will get. So,
all right, cool.
Yeah, man. What's the outro looking like?
The outro. Yeah. I just want to say like, thank you for tuning into the first one. I know it's very boring beyond like our background or whatever, but we do want to make this like weekly commitment and start growing this STEREOCAST into something more engaging. And we're still trying to figure that out. But thanks for coming along the journey. Noah, thank you for helping me make this a reality. And
Yeah, man.
You got anything else to say?
No, just if you're watching, thank you. Check out STEREOFACE.vision. Got a couple pieces up there. You can check out a little bit more of our background if you wish.
Yeah, visit us on
STEREOFACE.vision.
our website, STEREOFACE.vision, and our Instagram, which is also STEREOFACE.vision. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week for the next STEREOCAST. Dude. Definitely, dude. Yeah, you crushed it.
Thanks, man. You did too. You did great.
Thank you.
Okay.
Stop the recording, stop the video.